By the
Hello
way, they can
guys.
see our screen. Yeah.
Yeah, hello
Hello,
guys. I am Satvik
and I am Jetin.
from Miscellaneous Studies, and
I'm from Jasper Animations.
okay, we are going to be streaming psychology today. Psychology, let's actually we are the ones learning. You're viewing us if you are
Yes.
viewing. Okay, then let's start. Okay, psychology. This is an Indian textbook called NCRT, textbook of class 11. Let's start. Let's read a thought. It was mentioned at the start of the textbook, so why ignore it? Let's read it. Okay, change the world by changing me. Sure. The Sufi Bayezid says this about himself. I was a revolutionary when I was young, and all my prayer to God was, Lord, give me the energy to change the world. Okay, since he was a revolutionary, well, his ideals matched that probably. As I approached middle age and realized that half my life was gone without changing a single soul, okay, without my changing a single soul, I changed my prayer to Lord. Lord, give me the grace to change all those who come in contact with me, just my family and friends, and I shall be content. Okay, I'll explain it after reading the whole thing. Now, now that I am an old man and my days are numbered, my one prayer is, Lord, give me the grace to change myself. If I had prayed for this right from the start, I should not have wasted my life. Okay,
Interesting.
yes. Okay, what he's saying is like when he was young, he said
Yeah.
he thought that he had the power to change the whole world.
Yeah.
He thought he had the power to change everyone. But then,
Mm-hmm.
as he reached his middle age, when his energy decreased and
Mm-hmm.
he became older, he thought that maybe changing his surroundings, the people
Yeah.
who are close to him, was enough. But when he reached his older age, like even older,
Mm-hmm.
and when his energy was the least, he thought maybe instead of changing others, maybe I should have changed myself to the better. Maybe if he did that, he thinks he regrets that. Maybe he did that. He thought of
Yeah.
changing himself from the start. Maybe that would have him better instead of him wasting his life like he did.
Yeah, you're right.
Hmm. Fine. Source, it is from the Song of the Bird, Anthony D. Mello. Okay, let's start with the chapter. Okay, contents. We are going to stream the first chapter in this stream. What is psychology? Let's go with that. Um, okay, chapter one. What is psychology? Let's read. After reading this chapter, you would be able to this column here. Okay, after reading this chapter, you would be able to understand the nature and role of psychology in understanding mind and behavior. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
state the growth of the discipline. Here we can, I think, maintain discipline, not sure. Know the different fields of psychology, its relationship with other disciplines and professions, and also appreciate the value of psychology in daily life to help you understand yourself and others better. Okay, that's a great starting thing. Let's start with the contents, and Jatin will continue from the contents.
Yeah. Introduction. What even is psychology? Psychology can be seen as a discipline or as a natural science or even as a social science, understanding mind and behavior. Popular notions about the discipline of psychology, evolution of psychology. Some interesting landmarks in the evolution of modern psychology is from box 1.1. Development of psychology in India. Branches of psychology, themes, research, and applications. Psychology and other disciplines at work and in everyday life. Key terms, summary, review questions, and project ideas. The growth of the human mind is still high adventure. In many ways, the highest adventure on earth. This um, is from Norman Cousins, I think a person who created it. And I think he's explaining that we haven't learned anything yet and we have a lot to discover.
Yes, he's stating that the human mind can grow to the highest adventure on earth. Like,
Yeah,
we don't need to go outside and adventure exploring the
yeah,
earth. Just increasing and growing of our human mind is in itself the highest adventure on the earth.
hmm,
Well, not a bad thought.
yeah,
Let's start the chapter then. I'll start with the introduction. Okay. Introduction. I'll just continue to read and explain after I understand something. You are perhaps asked by your teacher in the first class why you opted for psychology or other subjects. Well, we did not opt for psychology. It is our interest to
yeah,
read psychology. So that is why we are here streaming it.
yeah. This is also our first time, so we
Yeah,
also not don't know anything.
we are still learning.
Yeah, just like you.
Yes. What do you hope to learn? Okay, if I had to answer that, we both will answer it. I will first
Hmm.
answer it. What do you hope to learn? Like the introduction said, I mean, the before, what would you learn from this chapter said, I wanted to understand other people. I wanted to like appreciate the mind. That is what I wanted to learn here. What about you, Jatin?
Yeah, I wanted to do the same. Learn about the mind and appreciate other people, or learn about other people.
Well,
And also, I think it's an interesting topic. It's something new.
hmm, not good explanation.
Hmm.
Okay. If you were asked this question, what was your response? We already answered it. Generally, the range of responses which surface in class to this question are truly bewildering. Oh, most students give inane responses. Insane? Not sure. Like they want to know what others are thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
like us.
actually even I would say that. But then, like, just like in anime and stuff, where the main character just like knows what other people are thinking, that's like a superpower.
Yeah,
Like, even I wanted to do
you're
a
right.
skill like that. Like, everyone wants that.
Yeah.
But then, one also comes across such responses as knowing oneself. Okay, that's also a good
Hmm.
idea. As we saw in the before thought of normal cousins, growing mind itself is a huge adventure. Knowing others or more specific responses like knowing why people dream. Okay, dreaming is not this dreaming you get when you're sleeping, but about goals and aims and stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you want to become something, like if you want to achieve something, those are the dreams they're
Or
talking
even your
about here.
future,
Yeah,
what you might do there.
yeah, Jaden will continue from here.
Hmm. Um, why people go out of uh, of their way to help others? Okay, we're
Okay,
back.
yeah, let's continue then.
Yeah, I'll continue. Why people go out of their way to help others or beat each other up. All ancient traditions have engaged themselves with questions about the human nature. The Indian psychological traditions,
Philosophical.
the philosophical traditions, in particular, deal with questions relating to why people behave in the manner in which they do. I think I can answer that question. We are humans. We are completely different to the nature. Like we completely evolved. Huh?
See that.
Yeah, we're completely evolved and apart from other animals. So we're way smarter, except an octopus.
Haha.
They're really smart too, but they're not developed. Like
Yes.
we learn about why people act like we do.
Huh. Interesting interpretation.
Yeah,
Okay, I will continue then. Why are
sure.
people generally unhappy? What changes should they bring about in themselves if they desire happiness in their lives? Like all knowledge, psychological knowledge too is intended to contribute to human well being. I think the above questions are deep in psychology and I won't be answering them right away. We'll continue to read the chapter. There'll probably be some questions at the end. We'll answer them there. If
Yeah,
the world is full of misery, it is largely due to humans themselves. Okay, perhaps you have asked why a 9/11 or war in Iraq has happened, why innocent people in Delhi, Mumbai, Srinagar, or in the Northeast have to face bombs and bullets. Psychologists ask, what is in the experiences of young men which turn themselves into terrorists seeking revenge? Well, I won't answer that once again. This is
I
a
think I can
question.
answer that. It's mostly because of conflicts and problems that people made.
That is also a good interpretation.
Yeah,
But let's continue since this is just introduction.
yes,
Where was I again?
yeah.
But there is another side to human nature. You may have heard the name of Major Hespius Ahulia. I did not hear that, but please
Same.
don't mind.
Yeah.
Paralyzed waist down because of an injury he suffered in a war with Pakistan, who climbed the Mount Everest. What moved him to climb such heights? Okay,
Maybe
the,
motivation, like some
well,
kind of motivation or a goal.
yes, that is also possible. These are not only questions about human nature, which psychology addresses as a human science. You will be surprised to learn that modern psychology also deals with somewhat nebulous micro level phenomena like consciousness, focusing attention in the face of noise, or supporters trying to burn down a shopping complex after their team had scored victory in a football game over its traditional rival. I see.
Should
You
I
can,
continue?
yeah, Jatan will continue from here.
Psychology cannot claim that answers have been found to these complex questions, but it surely has improved upon our understanding and how we make sense of these phenomena. The most striking aspect of the discipline, unlike other sciences, lies in the study of psychological processes, which are largely internal and available to humans for observation within themselves. Huh,
Okay,
interesting.
yes. Now, that is just the introduction. No need to really worry about
Yeah.
understanding every aspect of it.
Now we're gonna start to the actual topic.
Yeah, let's start with the actual topic, the chapter, What is Psychology? Any knowledge discipline is hard to define. Okay. Firstly, because it evolves continuously. Secondly, because the range of phenomena it studies cannot be captured by anyone a definition, any one definition. Yeah, sure. We need like more examples to understand this specific sentence.
Hmm?
Uh, I think they might give the examples here. Let's
Yeah.
continue. This is even more true of psychology. Long time back, students like ourselves were told that the term psychology is derived from two Greek words, psych meaning soul and logos meaning science or study of a subject.
That means
Thus,
soul, science, and study are the most important words, and
yeah,
those are
study
the
of the souls.
yeah,
That is what is the meaning of psychology.
yeah.
Okay, from here, Jatan will continue.
Thus, psychology was a study of the soul or mind. But since it has moved away considerably from this focus and established itself as a scientific discipline which deals with processes underlying human experiences and behavior. So instead of the mind, we move more to the human itself, the behavior.
Yeah, the behavior, the nature of what they
Yeah,
do. Like before it was study of the soul,
yeah,
but now it's more
the
less
discipline.
spiritual. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's more about studying a behavior. Like in the
yes,
introduction, like why did that specific guy wanted to climb the Mount Everest? Why do young people turn into terrorists? Why do they do
yeah.
that?
Or why
That
do
why,
wars
yeah,
create
that,
happen?
yeah, like why does that happen? That is why we study psychology now.
Yes. Um,
Um, But since then, it has moved away considerably from this focus and established itself as a scientific discipline which deals with processes underlying human experience and behavior. The range of phenomena it studies, some of which are mentioned above, are spread over several levels, which is individual, dyadic, meaning I think two people, like individual. I think the psychology based on a single person.
yeah.
This dyadic means like two people or a group of people,
Mhm.
like the psychology of a group of people, and also an organizational, like, yeah, psychology. Like if we talk about an individual, we can mention how why a single teenager. If I had to mention a specific example, like we can mention for individual why a specific young teenager turned into a terrorist. That is an example. That is, I think, an individual psychology. If I have to say two people or dyadic, why a group of people, like hmm, how a group of students interact, how a group of students study together. That can be how a group psychology works. And organizational, we can take the government for example. Organization has a number of roles, and how the government leads things, how the government spends money, how the government collects taxes. I think these all come under organizational psychology, and they depend on the whole organization rather than a single person or a group of people.
Interesting explanation.
Huh, thank you. You can continue from here.
Sure. They also have biological as well as social basis naturally. Therefore, there are methods to require
Well,
to
if you want to explain psychology, there are two ways. One is biologically,
mhm,
since
part of
humans,
psychology too.
yeah, like humans have brains, which is the main part where we think and we do things. So it's biological. When we study the brain, we can understand some parts of psychology, and also social basis. And this is the mainly uh, what do you say, social behavior, like how interactions and beliefs, superstitions, all those stuff. Okay, you can continue.
Naturally, therefore, the methods required to study them also vary greatly depending on the phenomenon one wants to study. So it depends on. There are a lot of psychology under topics or like subjects.
Yeah, let's say like, yeah, in the prior example, like if we had to say what one person was doing, it's also like what he's doing. It depends on the situation
Yeah.
or that specific thing. It
Yes.
Every single thing has a different phenomenon, and like we need to study it.
Yes, you're right. A
Yeah, you can
discipline
continue.
is defined both in terms of what it studies and how it studies. In fact, more in terms of how our methods is used, it uses. Keeping this in view, psychology is defined formally as a science which studies mental processes, experiences, and behavior in different contexts, as we said before.
Yeah. In doing so, it uses methods of biological and social sciences to obtain data systematically. Well, obviously, any kind of science needs data. Like
Mhm.
without any proofs or without any data, we can't explain anything.
Nothing
Or we
can be
can,
done without them.
yeah, we need data. So, in science, we obtain data systematically. It makes sense of these data so that they can be organized as knowledge. Let us try to understand these three terms used in the definition, namely mental process, experience, and behavior. Okay, they'll teach us what these three terms mean. Okay, you can continue, Jatin.
Sure. When we say experiences are internal to the experiencing person, then we refer to states of consciousness or awareness or mental process, processes. We use mental processes when we think or try to solve a problem, to know or remember something. One level at which these mental processes are reflected is the brain actively.
Okay, wait a second, Jatin. Okay, can you explain what you understood from here?
Um, do you want to try it? Explaining?
Well, since you are the one who read it, try to explain. It's fine. Even if you say something wrong, it's fine.
Sure. Actually, let me read it again.
Yeah.
When we say experiences are internal to the experiencing person, then we refer to states of consciousness, awareness, or mental processes. I think consciousness, awareness, and mental processes, those are part of one of the three um, topics they said about.
Well, okay.
That's what I understood till now. We
Okay.
use mental processes when we think to solve a problem. So mental processes, we see it daily, like we use it daily to solve a problem. Like for example, in school, like an equation or something. Um,
Well, I think it's not only a problem when they mention a problem, not only like what you said, not only a school problem or a
mhm,
maths problem, any kind of problem in life. Like
yeah,
anything, if you wanted to eat a pineapple, how to cut a pineapple, that is also
yes,
a problem.
you're right.
Yeah. So if I had to read and explain in my own way, like Jatin explained
Mhm,
his in his own way, experiences are internal to the experiencing person. This is correct. Like any individual will have always their own experiences. They do not share their experience with other people.
yeah,
We refer to states of consciousness or awareness or mental process. They're explaining experience as saying that whatever problems they faced, however they like solve them, that is in itself an experience. For example, if Jatin solved a maths problem, let's say that is his experience. How he solved it, how he got the answer, that is all a
and how
part
I
of,
shared my answer.
yes, those are all a part of consciousness, awareness, or in terms mental process. Okay, we use our mental process when we think or try to solve a problem. Mental processing just like using our brain
Yeah.
to know or remember something. Well,
Do you
that's
want to
how,
continue?
yes, I will continue from here. One level at which these mental processes are reflected is the brain activity. Okay, like this is talking about the biological means of psychology.
Yeah.
Like whatever processes we use, we mental process we do, it all happens in our brain. So whenever we study the brain deeply and study the brain activity, this is a biological base of understanding psychology. As
Yeah.
we think or solve a mathematical problem, our brain activities can be observed using different techniques of brain imaging. Well, we don't need to dive into them too
Yeah.
much. That is all medical science. We don't need it here.
Mhm.
However, we cannot say that the brain activities and mental process are the same. This is a very important line. Like just because the brain activity, they say brain spiking, or I mean brain imaging, let's say it showed a spike somewhere. Like if we imagine a graph, if there's a spike somewhere that doesn't completely relate to what we are actually thinking, like what we are actually thinking and what we are actually measuring in the biological means is not exactly the same. Do you understand, Jatin?
Yeah. Cannot be measured the same.
Yeah, what we actually measure in the brain and
Mhm.
what we actually think, it cannot be always the same. They're not
Yeah.
identical. Okay, you can continue from here, Jatin.
Unlike the brain, the mind does not have a physical structure or has a location. Mind emerges and evolves as our interactions and experiences in this world get drastically organized,
Dynamically.
dynamically organized in the form of a system which is responsible for the occurrence of various mental processes. I see. Let me
Hmm.
finish reading it and then
Yeah.
explain. Brain activities provide important clues as to how our mind functions. So that's a very important line. So the brain and the mind are separate things. The
Huh.
mind doesn't have a location, as they
Yes.
say. I think it's something we imagine, or
Our consciousness itself is the mind.
yes, or thinking.
Yeah.
Even though it happens in the brain, we define it happens in the mind.
Yes.
Where was I again?
Uh, I think but.
You're right. But the consciousness of our own experiences and mental processes are much more than the neural or brain activities.
Well, this is a good line if I had to
Mhm.
say. Like the same as the previous line, but it's just like it invokes our understanding more. Like it is a good line to remember. The
Yeah.
consciousness and our experiences cannot be like the same as brain or neural activities.
Mhm.
Like we can't just say our brain is everything. We have our own mind, and it's not completely the same, like they have mentioned above. Okay, okay.
Yeah, you're right. Even when we are asleep, some mental activities go on. We dream and receive some information, such as knocking on a door while we are asleep. Yeah, that's true. We all dream. We all
Hmm.
experience that. Some psychologists have shown that also, that we also
Well,
learn.
if we are talking about dreams, I got a dream yesterday, and in the dream, I was being chased by a dog. Haha. So I was running for my life, very very fast, and this dog suddenly disappeared, and I just forgot the dream.
Yeah, forgetting the dream is, it happens every time. Like for
Yeah,
us, the mind thinks dreams are useless, but for us, like it's
I-
important for our fantasy
yeah.
and logical
Imagination.
thinking. Yeah, you're right. Do you want to go on?
Yes, we dream and receive some information. Like normally, we receive some information from our five senses when we are
Yeah,
awake, but even in the dream, when we are asleep, we receive some information that is
yeah,
somewhat fake.
yeah,
Uh, um, some psychologists have shown that we also learn and remember in our sleep. Okay, that's a good thing. I really like to learn a textbook in my sleep. So I'd rather think this is more applicable to Jatin. Since he's in school, he'd
yeah,
rather just like keep a textbook with him and sleep with it so he has everything automatically learned in his
yeah.
dream. And
I wish
morning,
that would happen, but since I would forget it anyway, it would be kind of useless, you know?
yeah, true. But what if you remember it?
Yeah,
What if you
then
remember?
then it's actually really smart.
Yeah, like we have 24 hours, like whole full day for productivity.
Yeah,
We have an extra 12 hours or 8 hours depending
yeah,
on your sleep
you're
time.
right. We waste so much time in our lifetime sleeping, so we
Yeah.
could make use of it by
Well,
doing this.
if someone develops a technology, I'd be sure
Yeah,
to use it.
same.
Or maybe we can develop it ourselves.
Yeah,
Or the viewer if there is one. Mental process such as remembering, learning, knowing, perceiving, feeling are of interest to psychologists. Can you explain what each of them mean?
remembering is something you remember. Like,
Yeah. It's fine, it's fine.
yeah,
Explain.
and learning is something you learn every day, like something new. Learning could also be something you already know, but want to relearn, like
Hmm.
want to practice.
You can give an example for each, like a small example.
Yeah, for example, you can learn a new math topic. Um, I can't give a perfect example.
Well,
Um,
anything is fine, really.
yeah, maybe subtractions. Yeah, that you can learn. Like it's a new topic, and if you want to practice it, you just ask someone for some equations, like, uh, and you can solve them. That is meant by learning. There are two different ways. Knowing is something you already have in your mind, um, and use it for some other times. Preserving is actually
Perceiving.
perceiving. I think you take information, um, and store it in the mind. Knowing is something different. You already have it in the mind. It's the second step.
Huh. Well, that's a okay explanation. Now let's continue.
Do you want?
No, no, it's fine. You can eat it.
No, I don't want.
Fine. Feeling are of interest to psychologists. They study these processes, try to understand how the mind works, and to help us improve the uses and application of these mental capacities. Okay, that's an idealistic approach. I mean,
Yeah,
not an idealistic, that's a basic approach, like a systematic approach.
you're right.
Psychologists also study experiences of people. Well, this is very important. Like
Mm-hmm,
we saw here, when we say experiences, these are mental processes, our problem solving capabilities, and so on.
mm-hmm.
Psychologists also study these experiences of people. Experiences are subjective in nature, like meaning like it is depends on the specific person. Like as we said before, experiences cannot be shared intuitively. Like if you want to share data in a computer, we can just put a
Yeah, we
we
can
just keep a cable and just transfer data, but we can't do it the same for
now.
experiences.
Nowadays, it's very futuristic, and we can do it via the air, like
Yeah,
Bluetooth or even the cloud.
no, we're
Yeah,
not talking about the computers, we're talking about personal
yeah,
experiences.
yeah. But I'm just telling you the difference between how we can do it, or I mean, how we cannot do stuff like that, and how easy it is for the computer to do such stuff.
Hmm. That just means that our brain and the computers are built differently. The computers can share data, but
Yeah,
while our human minds are not made to.
you're right.
Yeah,
Let's see if in the future we can do that.
yeah. That is what exactly they mention here.
Hmm.
Well, this is in the current present. In the future, what may happen? We may turn to robots.
Hmm.
We might conquer the world. Who knows? We cannot directly
We are
observe.
closer due to the creation of AI.
Yeah. Actually, we already created AI,
Yeah, I know.
but it's probably not complete, not very, very efficient as the human mind.
Hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, it uses a lot of power. Actually, I had a chat with AI before. It said that compared to the human mind uses very little power,
Yeah,
but the AI uses like hundreds of kilowatts, I think a lot more.
you're right. They also need huge data centers
Yeah,
and a lot of water to cool the data centers, and so that water evaporates and goes somewhere else.
yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, you're right. And it's also a lot of money to build one of those, so
Hmm.
it's not efficient. It can be replaced with the mind.
We cannot directly observe or know someone else's experience. Only the experiencing person can be aware or be conscious of her or his experience. Thus, experiences are embedded in our awareness or consciousness. Says that like we are the ones, if I'm the one in subject, like I'm the one
Hmm?
you guys are talking about, then whatever experience I feel will be embedded in my consciousness. I
Yeah,
am the one who is aware of them or can perceive them.
the others cannot do that then.
Yes. Jatan will continue from here.
Okay. Psychologists have focused on experiences of pain being experienced by terminally ill patients, or of psychological pain felt in
Bereavement.
bereavement, besides experiences which lead to positive feelings, such as in romantic encounters. Yeah, maybe romance can change the mind and its awareness. Like it can
Hmm.
change the person itself.
Hmm. That is an interesting concept, but I think what they said here is that like these are all like experiences like a person can feel. Like
Yeah.
they mention here are focused on experiences.
Hmm.
Like it can be something like the patient can be a specific subject or a patient.
Yeah.
He can be terminally ill. With what is the experience of a patient who are terminally ill? Or like if they feel any psychological pain, meaning like they don't actually have any disorder in specific. Let's say they
Hmm.
feel a pain in the arm. Let's
Yeah.
say that their arm is perfectly fine. Maybe they still feel pain in the arm. That is maybe that is what psychological pain means.
Yeah.
Besides experiences, like coming to emotions and stuff, these are also a part, I think, of our mental processes, uh, which are positive feelings, not like uh, here in the above paragraph we talk about pain and fear and such things. Now here we talk about positive feelings. It can be like happiness, or as mentioned here, romantic encounters. These are some esoteric experiences that will attract attention of psychologists. Like, why do they feel positive feelings like happiness, or
Mm-hmm.
in terms of this romantic encounters, why do they feel such feelings towards others? This is also like something that is interesting for psychologists to study, like why only
Yeah.
that specific person, why does getting a pudding for birthday make you sad instead of a cake? Well, that's a random example.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the things like interest psychologists, such as when a yogi, meaning I think a sage, meditates to enter a different level of consciousness and creates a new kind of experience, or when a drug addict takes a particular kind of drug to get a high. What this means is they're given an example. Normally in our history we know about some sages who meditate and go into a higher level of consciousness, or a different level of consciousness. What
Mm.
this means is a completely calmness. Like when even you guys, when you meditate, you might feel a certain calmness. We never meditate normally. If we have meditated before, we will know that it will calm our mind.
Yeah.
And if in a completely different kind of perspective, a drug addict, if he takes a specific drug, he'll get a high. What that means is like happiness, or like
Yeah.
uh excessive happiness or something like that.
Mhm.
Even though such drugs are extremely harmful, he gets still that excitement from it. And the external condition, um where was I?
The external conditions.
External condition of the experiencer. You can continue from here.
Okay. If you're trapped, 1 minute. We'll
మీరు
pause.
నేర్చుకోవాలి
ఒక్క
బిర్యానీ
నిమిషం.
చూసి ఓకే
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, we're back. There is one thing in psychology that it's not related to this, but I feel what I think everyone should know is do not form opinions, a completely strong opinions in specific things. Like if you believe pineapples are red, very random example one again. If you believe pineapples are red, just because you saw a single pineapple which is red, that's not a very correct thing to do. Like just because you saw one doesn't mean every single pineapple is like red.
Also
Don't
explains how the internet is.
Yeah.
Just because you heard something from one
Someone,
video,
yeah.
yeah, or someone, doesn't mean it's always true. Like people do it for their own advantage, for views and money,
Stuff, yeah.
revenue. That's
So
why.
don't always believe everything completely. That is one thing
Yeah,
we need to know when we are reading psychology or in general life.
yeah.
Experiences and influenced into know. Okay. Okay, we are talking about a drug addict before, right?
Hmm.
Experiences are the drugs are very harmful. Okay, disclaimer, I don't keep a disclaimer, but never try drugs. Experiences are influenced by internal and the external conditions of the experiencer. If you're traveling in a crowded bus during a hot summer day, okay, what a good feeling it would have.
Mm-hmm.
You may not experience the usual discomfort if you are going for a picnic with some close friends. Yeah, exactly. That's the perfect thing. Like, I can imagine the fun it will have.
Can
But
you explain it?
well, let's imagine this. Let's
Mm-hmm.
imagine this summer.
Yeah.
We're technically in the rainy season right now. I think in
Yeah.
India, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's imagine summer, a very hot day, perfect day for a picnic.
Mm-hmm.
We're going in a bus with our friends. We're like, everyone is making fun, jokes. We have
Yeah.
some equipment. We're going
Mm-hmm.
for a picnic. The excitement for going there and like making tents and stuff.
You're right.
Yeah, the excitement is amazing. But imagine, instead of going to a picnic, you're going for work.
Oh, there's no excitement in there.
Yeah,
You're being
it
forced
just
to work.
feels, yeah,
Yeah.
it just feels depressing and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they didn't mention it here, but let's continue. Thus, the nature of experience can only be understood by analyzing a complex set of internal and external conditions. Okay, you Jatin will continue here.
Sure.
Okay, just a sec. I'll explain what I understood here. This natural experience, this excitement, this happiness is a nature. It's a nature of experience. It can be only understood by analyzing a complex set of internal and external conditions. It's not that easy to like understand why we are feeling like that. It's very very complex.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Chetan will continue from the next paragraph.
When something is hurled at you, your eyes blink in a simple reflex action.
From here, I think, right?
Oh, behaviors are sorry. Behaviors are responses or reactions we make or activities we engage in. When something is hurled at you, your eyes blink in a simple reflex action. Yeah, everyone has experienced this. For example, a fly or a mosquito is coming directly at your face, you automatically blink, even without thinking it. That's
Hmm.
the natural reaction.
Yeah, and this one is, since I know something about it, I'll tell you.
Hmm.
This simple reflex action, you don't actually think, like, it's not your consciousness telling your mind that you see a fly, you need to close your eye. It's not like
Yeah,
consciously like I blink. That's not it.
yeah,
Like your spinal cord has like sensors. Will receive information. It is a reflex
oh,
action. Like um in your childhood, if you ever touched a hot pan, like if you ever touch, you keep a hand
yeah,
like
you're
that,
right.
it will burn. And when the brain and the spinal cord senses heat here and danger, your hand will immediately pull back. This is called a simple reflex action.
Yeah,
You can learn this, I think, in ninth or 10th standard. I'm not quite sure.
you're right.
In biology or science, yeah. A simple reflex arc, I think.
Interesting.
Hmm. Jatin is still in 8th standard, so he'll
Hmm.
learn it later. Well, anyways,
And
let's
this is the
continue.
11th standard document, so I'm
Hmm.
trying to understand.
Yeah, you're talking in examination and can feel your heart pounding. Okay, okay. This is the next example they're giving.
Yeah.
You're taking an examination. Imagine you're taking an examination. You
Hmm.
didn't prepare that time. You didn't prepare at all. You don't know a single thing.
Yes.
And you can feel your heart pounding. Okay, I think most of the times only those people who don't learn anything or like don't believe they learn anything will have such a heart pounding thing. If you know you're a cool guy, you know everything, you know you learned everything, you know the exact answer for everything, you don't feel this. I think so, not quite sure.
Actually, if you know you didn't learn anything and then go to the test, that means your heart wouldn't pound because it's not like a scared. You already know what will happen next. But
Yeah.
if you
You
like
already know the outcome.
accidentally don't learn anything, I don't know how that will happen. But if you accidentally forgot to learn,
Yeah, maybe then.
yeah,
Actually, if I had to mention another example, like about nervousness, stage fear,
yeah,
like if you are to present something, there are like 1,000 people below the stage, and you are told to like present something, like some kind of, imagine just reading this,
yeah,
just they're watching you, they're like very ready to criticize you if you do anything bad.
hmm,
They're
that's what
ready
we
to,
imagine.
yeah.
They won't criticize you.
But let's imagine, like, I will imagine they'll immediately throw tomatoes at you, like, if you say
Yes,
something bad. Like, that kind of nervousness, your heart beating at the time, very, like, natural. It's like, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, Chetan will continue.
You decide to go for a particular move with your friend. Behaviors may be simple or complex, short or enduring. Some behaviors are uh,
Overt.
overt. Okay.
Not quite sure what that means, but
Yeah.
let's just say this sentence seems simple enough, right? Behaviors may be simple or complex, like we have read that in the previous paragraph as well.
Yeah. There are different options of how to behave.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
we
you
can
can
pick
continue.
them.
Yeah, you can continue.
Some
Oh yeah,
behaviors aren't overt. They can be outstandingly
outwardly
outward outwardly seen or censored by an observer. Some are internal or
covered.
covert. Oh. When you're in a difficult situation while playing a game of chess, you almost feel your hand muscles twitching.
Yeah, we both have experience of that
Yes.
since we play chess,
Yeah.
trying to experiment with the move. Like sometimes in a professional competition, if you touch the piece and move it, like do not completely keep it, like touch the piece, the opponent will immediately tell you to move it. Like if you take the hand off that piece and change it, he'll immediately report you to the coach, and he will come and report that you touched that piece and you should move that piece itself. This is a
Yeah.
rule actually.
Yeah. That's in competitions, but for us or for casual players, it's not that
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, what this some behaviors are overt, or I think that means that the behaviors which can be outwardly sensed or seen, like just like an example when playing chess, your hand muscles will be twitching, like when you're like
Hmm.
trying to make a move or experiment with the move. That is,
Hmm.
I think, an overt expression. Or some are internal. I think there might be an example.
Yeah.
This is called covert. Overt means outwardly seen, covert means like inwardly, that
Yeah.
cannot be seen. When you're in a difficult situation, okay, sorry,
You
all
can continue.
behaviors, covert or overt, are associated with or triggered by some stimulus in the environment. Stimulus meaning something that will stimulate you, or like
Yeah.
will make you respond to that situation,
Hmm.
or changes that happen internally. You may see a tiger and run, or think that the tiger and decide there is a tiger and decide to flee. Okay.
Yeah. That's another
Yeah,
example they're giving.
yeah, like this is two kinds of things. You're seeing a tiger, and your mind, like you will consciously think, oh, there's a tiger there, will it try to kill me if I stand here? Oh my, I think I should run. That is one kind of thing. And
Hmm.
you see a tiger like slowly moving towards you, you don't need to
Yeah.
think anything, you immediately run. I
Hmm.
don't literally care what it does, I will be running. That is one thing. Yeah, that some psychologists study behavior as an association between stimulus, the tiger being there, and response, what we do. Like, do we like think and like come to a clear conclusion on what we do, or directly just run?
Yeah.
Both stimulus and response can be internal or external. I think what they mean by is internal is us thinking consciously and trying or deciding what is the best move, and external is immediately just running, not thinking
Yeah. You're
anything.
right.
Yeah, yeah, you can continue.
External could be fast. I mean, internal is always slower,
Yeah,
and
sometimes, so we can't always say always, we can say sometimes,
yeah,
like
that's
as I
why
say. Yeah,
external is also an option. Like if
yeah,
you want something to happen really fast or the response to happen
yeah, external
way
we can
faster.
say it's instinct.
Yeah.
Autonomous outer instinct.
Psychology as a discipline. We are, as we have discussed above, psychology studies behavior, experience, and mental processes. This is the second topic we're talking about.
Huh.
It seeks to understand and explain how the mind works, how different mental processes result in different behaviors. Hmm. When we observe others as lay or common persons, uh, our own points of view, or our ways we understand the world influence our interpretations of their behaviors and experiences. Interesting. So that means this text is saying that we all see it like in a different way.
Yeah, like it can also mean that, like if I had to give an example, Chetan has told okay
Mhm.
correctly, I will give you an example. Like what is it, it seeks to understand, explain how different minds work. Like basically, if I was the one, if I see this will be once more a random example. If I
Yeah.
see a chocolate, I'll want to eat it. But If it was someone else who is strictly dieting or something like that,
Hmm.
in diet mode, they will rather not eat the chocolate.
Or ignore
So,
it.
yeah, ignore it. So, we both are different person. I want to eat the chocolate, and the other person does not want it. These
Hmm.
are two different kinds of behavior based on two different experiences on two different people. This is
Yeah,
what they mean.
yeah,
Different behavior results in, like, my mind thinks, mind works like I like chocolate, so I want to eat it. His mind
yeah,
thinks if he eats chocolate, he'll become fat, so
yeah,
he will like avoid it, or like he'll get
yeah.
cavity, so he'll avoid it. That's difference in thinking of minds.
Okay, let me give another example
Hmm.
so you understand correctly what I understood. For
Yes.
example, if someone who eats a lot, let's say, sees an average meal in front of them, they would see it as less meal, like a less, like it's not average for them.
Hmm.
But if someone who barely eats anything, um, any junk food, let's say,
Hmm.
they would want to try it. Like it's special to them.
Hmm.
Like they both see it in different ways
Yeah,
because they both have different experiences throughout
they
their
have
lifetime.
different needs, different
Yeah,
experiences.
yeah, you're right. When we observe others as lay or common persons, our own point of view or our ways of understanding the world influence our interpretations of their behaviors and experiences. Psychologists try to minimize such biases in their explanations or of behavior by seeking to make their analysis scientific
No, no,
and
no.
objective.
And seeking experience in various ways. If
Various
you
ways.
skip the
Oh,
sentence.
um, do you want to continue?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So let's like I'll try to like explain what Jatin read since
Yeah.
Jatin forgot to explain it. Psychologists try
Oh,
to minimize such biases, like biases meaning like completely thinking in one way. We should not completely believe anything. I told you this before. This
mm-hmm.
is called a bias. We should not, well, at least in psychology, when they're trying to explain things or behavior or something like that, they're trying to analyze and explain it. We should not be biased.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, how they do so, how the psychologists do so, like how they uh, explanations, like how they try to minimize the biases in their explanation of behavior and experience in various ways. Some do so by seeking to make their analysis scientific and objective. Like science is based on proofs rather than beliefs. So
Mm-hmm.
like if we make any kind of experience, I mean any kind of explanation based on science, since science is already proof based, we don't need evidence to prove the claim.
Yeah.
Like you get it.
Yes,
Like
I see.
yeah, like if we said something like uh I will not give an example, let's just continue.
Yeah, you and your weird examples.
Haha. By seeking to make their okay. Others in other psychologists seek to explain behavior from the point of view of the experiencing person because they think that subjectivity is necessary aspect of human experiences. Okay, they're describing two types. One is scientific based.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll give an example since I want to. If there is a human, if he is very thirsty, if he
Mm-hmm.
is very thirsty, let's say he sees a pond nearby. Let's imagine him old ancient human. If we drink from a pond now, we'll die because of infections and pollution. Ancient human. He has a pond in front of him and he is very thirsty. Okay, now imagine what that human will do. Jatin, can you try to imagine and tell what he will do?
Can you explain the situation again?
Yes, if I had to explain, let's say there is one ancient human.
Yeah.
He is very thirsty
Yeah.
and there is a pond in front of him.
Yeah.
Then what will he do?
He would want to drink it, or actually, he will drink it,
Yeah,
um,
he will.
because he is
He's
very thirsty, so he
yeah,
needs it for survival.
yes. Science, if the first perspective is based on science, we can say that since survival instinct of the human, that he knows that he's thirsty, and because of that he drinks the water.
Yeah.
In terms of um, The second type of perspective in explaining psychology or behavior is in the perspective of the human, in the perspective of the subject.
Hmm.
In this case, in my example, both seem same, but they are not. First is instinct for survival, that is based on science. Second is what the human would think. Since this human is thirsty, he will want to drink water. This is the second perspective. I
Hmm.
think you might not understand it, but let's just move on. Okay, you can continue, Jatin.
Can we pause 1 second?
Okay.
1 minute, the stream will continue soon. Yeah, we're back.
Yeah.
Stay a bit in camera.
Yeah. Mine is not showing up.
Yeah, works.
Okay. Okay, then let's continue.
Yeah, sure. Where were we?
I think it was in Indian tradition somewhere.
Oh wait, no. Regardless, the differences.
No. I think it was in Indian tradition.
Oh,
We are going to start with, oh yeah,
oh yeah, I think so.
In Indian tradition, self-reflection and analysis of our conscious experiences is held to be a major source of psychological understanding. Okay, great. Many
Hmm.
Western psychologists have also begun to emphasize the role of self-reflection and self-knowledge in understanding human behavior and experience. Regardless of the differences in the way psychologists go about the study of behavior, mental process, and experiences, they seek to understand and explain them in a systematic and verifiable manner, like science.
Yeah,
Okay, Jaden will continue.
psychology, through it, is a very old knowledge discipline. Is a young science. If one were to take 1 year of founding of the first laboratory of psychology in 1879 in Leipzig, that's definitely in Germany or in
Hmm.
Europe.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah,
Like they're saying that psychology is a very young science compared to like other. Uh,
yeah. I'm gonna
okay.
go. Oh, okay.
Yeah, compared to other sciences, I think like compared to biology
Hmm.
or any other sciences like chemistry or such, it's very very old. Like even
Yeah.
physics, I think dates back to the 10th century, like or 7th century, according to Isaac Newton. Like
Oh,
when Isaac Newton was born or something like that. I'm not
yeah.
sure.
But science existed after he discovered the apple falling on him,
No,
right?
no, no. Science existed even before, but more I think
But
about
gravity, I think.
gravity and
Yeah.
stuff was came during his time.
Oh, I see.
17th or 7th century, I'm not sure. But this
Hmm.
psychology is a newer science compared to
Yeah.
those, as it was invented in first established at around 1879, which is I think at 200 years ago. I don't know. Yeah,
150 years ago.
yeah. However, what kind of science is psychology still remains a matter of debate, particularly because of the new interfaces of it that have emerged in recent times. Psychology is generally categorized as a social science, but it should not come to you as a surprise that not only in other countries, but in India also it is a subject of study offered in the Faculty of Science, both at the undergraduate and the postgraduate levels. What this means is, Jatan might not know,
Hmm.
in normally in uh, pre-graduate, undergraduate, meaning like at 11th and 12th standard, you
Hmm.
pick two kind of things. One, there are many choices, but in my college there are two choices. One, you either pick science
Yeah.
or you pick social science.
Oh.
Social science would come like history, geography,
Oh, I see.
arts, not arts, I think, related to this stuff.
For us, that was the only option we couldn't pick.
Hmm. Like
Science
in India,
comes in seventh class. Like we get science.
yeah, we're not talking about 7th standard, we're talking about like 11th and
Oh,
12th standard.
okay. Before
There,
that, you
yeah.
didn't get any of science at
No,
all.
we have all subjects.
Oh,
Before
okay.
10th, we have all subjects we need to prepare, like both social science and science.
Mhm.
But in 11th standard, we can pick either science or you want social science.
I see. What's the
Normally,
difference?
yeah, as I told, in science, we have subjects like physics, chemistry, and biology,
Uh-huh.
including maths. But in if you don't pick science, you will get history, geography, social science, and
Hmm.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Economy.
And no math?
Yeah, no math. No,
Yeah,
no. I think maths is there, but no science, like no physics, no chemistry.
I see.
Like there are many other branches as well, but these are the two branches offered in my college.
Okay.
So, like normally, if we think psychology as a social science, it should come under the social science branch. But
Ah,
psychology comes under the science branch. You get it?
I see. I think I
Like under
understand a bit.
physics, chemistry, biology,
Yeah,
it comes under the science faculty.
yeah. I think I understand a bit.
Yeah, that is what they mean. Like even though it is
Yeah,
social science, like we talk about interactions, social interactions, right?
yeah.
society and stuff, but it comes under science.
Yeah.
That proves that it is science, or
Hmm.
maybe like it is somewhat related to science.
For
Okay, you can.
us in
Okay.
10th class, I think we can also pick between two options, but it's a language. Like it's only language options. For
Hmm.
example, the third language um, could be Greek or Spanish.
Hmm.
Actually, wait, no, Greek or Latin, not Spanish.
Or maybe in 11th standard you can understand this more.
Hmm.
And you can continue from here.
In Germany, it's way more about languages instead of like understanding.
Hmm.
Like first we have German, the base language, then our first unknown language, let's say. For us, it's called Fremdsprache,
Hmm.
translated unknown language. It is English.
Hmm.
After that, I picked French in sixth,
Hmm.
and then I need to pick Greek soon.
I see. Well, great going there.
Hmm,
You can continue from here.
thanks. You sure there?
Yeah.
Okay. Many students go on to earn a
BSc.
BSc or MSc degree in universities. In fact, two of the most sought after emerging disciplines which continuously borrow from psychology or are neuroscience and computer science.
Well, this is indeed based on psychology, I guess. Neuroscience, obviously, it's about the brain and stuff.
Mhm.
So we need to learn about what brain and what it is related to mind.
Yeah.
As for computer science, artificial intelligence explains about itself. Like
Hmm.
we are intelligence, that is artificial intelligence. So obviously, it needs to be inspired from somewhere,
Yeah.
and it's normally based on us.
Yeah, I see. Some of us would be aware of the fast developing brain imaging techniques like fMRI,
No,
EEG,
is that F? I think yeah, it's F.
it is an F, etc., which makes it
I think
possible.
it's not fMRI, it's MRI scanning,
Oh, MRI scanning.
magnetic resonance scanning.
Okay. Like MRI, EEG, etc., which make it possible to study brain processes in real time. Yeah, we don't know about those technologies, but we're here
Yeah,
to learn psychology.
yeah. That is when they are actually taking place.
Hmm?
Like when we're actually thinking like what this MRI and EEG. I'm not sure about EEG, but MRI, it's sure it's magnetic resonance scanning. Basically, it will show what like inside our brain or inside any kind of tissue
Hmm.
using complex electromagnetic waves and stuff.
Yeah, you know the scanner hole
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
It's really dangerous, or like
yeah.
I think
It's
deadly to bring magnets.
yeah, any kind of magnets or any kind of metals are like I think
Mhm.
forbidden in the MRI room.
Even piercings in those.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
In IT areas, IT means like uh, software tech.
Yeah.
Both human computer interaction and artificial intelligence cannot possibly grow without psychological knowledge. Yeah, as I told,
Hmm.
artificial intelligence explains itself that it is
Yeah.
from psychology. In cognitive processes, thus psychology as discipline today has two parallel streams. One, which makes use of the method in physical and biological sciences, and the other, which makes use of method of social and cultural sciences in studying various psychological and social phenomena. Didn't quite get that.
Hmm.
Okay, it's saying that psychology has two parallel streams. One uses a method in physical and biological sciences, okay, and other which makes use of social and cultural science. I didn't get that. Let's skip it.
Let's see. These streams sometimes uh, converge only to drift apart and go on their separate ways. In the first case, psychology considers itself as a discipline which focuses largely on biological principles to explain human behavior. It assumes that all behavioral phenomena have causes which can be discovered if we can collect data systematically under controlled conditions. Here are here the aim of this researcher is to know the cause and effect relationship of that prediction of
So,
the behavioral phenomenon.
can you explain it then?
I see. So we need a lot, like our scientists.
We need data.
Psychologists, yeah,
Yeah,
they need a lot of data to, well, come to a conclusion, let's say.
yeah, like they can like determine, like predict what is
Yeah,
going to happen.
yeah. Do you want to go on?
Yeah, like this paragraph. We'll like read this paragraph, try to explain it, and I think that will be it for our this stream, I guess.
Yeah,
We'll continue next time.
or maybe this afternoon. We'll see.
Yeah. On the other hand, psychology as a social science focuses on how behavioral phenomena can be expanded in terms of interaction that takes place between the person and the cultural context of which he is a part of. Each behavioral phenomenon is assumed to have multiple causes. Let's now discuss these streams separately. Okay, we'll discuss those in the lower chapters, I mean lower paragraphs later.
Yeah.
That's it for the stream.
Thanks
Thanks
for watching, and
if you watched.
we'll see you next